One.
And we're live, and we are live. We are back, finally back. Welcome to another edition of Red Cup Rants.
Special
I'm your
guest.
host, Dre, and I got two of my boys with me. Well, three. I got the homie Mad Mike. I got the MVP Boom, and then we got a special guest. We got the nephew Tyreek. What up, Tyreek?
So what's up?
Three.
So what's happening?
What's happening,
What's
man?
that?
What's going on?
You want some pow pow?
You want
Come
you
on,
want to
man.
talk?
You want pow pow?
You want to talk some pow pow? You want to talk some sports?
Say pop out.
Come on, pow pow. You want pow pow?
Go tell her what
Let's
your
get
name
into
is.
pow pow.
It's
Okay.
If y'all don't know who that is, that's my nephew Tyreek, the star of the show, and the guy in the background, that's his daddy, the MVP,
MVP.
the
The
MVP right
MVP.
there, boom, right there. But man, we are finally back after
Three.
me spilling some Kool-Aid on my old laptop and get my new laptop, and I couldn't get the mic straight. We are finally back. It took us a
Hey
while,
man.
but hey, they can't keep a good man down. Can't
Hey,
keep a
keep
good
us
show down. But
down,
we are
dog.
finally back. What's going on? How y'all doing? Everybody, how y'all doing? We back finally, finally back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how y'all feeling? But it's been a while, so we might as well just go into it because I'm itching to talk about some things. And I know Mike is, and I know Boom is definitely itching to talk about some things. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
about Tariq. Tariq might hit us with a surprise or something. So,
Don't give y'all
so
slow motion Michael Jordan dunk.
yes,
Woo!
yes. So
Dunk.
if you've been living under a rock, there's been a documentary off for about the past 2 weeks. We're going to talk
Mm-hmm.
about it, but I had technical difficulties last week, and I almost sent my computer back with a broken screen because I was about to
Oh
punch it.
man.
And between me, Mike, and Dex, yeah, I was. And then come to find out after we got off the show, I somehow miraculously got the mic to cut back on. So, but with that being
After
said,
the show. After
after the
the
show,
show. You know what
after me and Mike said it wasn't done, we got it
I'm
done.
saying?
So
Oh man, what's wrong with him,
What's
dude?
going on, man? Right. So, but shout out to everybody. I mean, I know it's been a while since we've been back on the air, but we're back. We're good to go. Everything's going strong, so we're good. So, but with that being said, we're gonna jump right into this first topic. This last dance.
Woo boy.
Um, it's been very eye opening to me. I mean, it hasn't been eye opening to me because a lot of this stuff that I've seen before, but um,
We go.
it's been a couple interesting things, man. I mean, the whole Rodman going to Vegas in the middle of a championship run, that's automatic GOAT shit right there. Uh,
Yo.
Scottie Pippen sitting out for the summer because he wanted to get right, and I said that Jordan was wrong, and somebody made a post on Twitter. Twitter's undefeated. They said that Scottie Pippen was guarding Magic Johnson in the finals for $6.50 an hour.
Wow. Now
That was
y'all
fun.
can't do my boy like
That
that,
was
man.
you know
How you
what?
gonna do
And
my favorite player like that?
I kind of feel bad because well, he was grossly underpaid, but at the same time, I kind of understand what he was going through because you come from a poor background. You gotta take care of your family. Everybody's looking at you as being the guy. So I mean, $19 million to a 18, 19, 20 year old.
not only coming from a poor background, coming from a family that has health issues. His
Yeah,
father and his brother, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And
definitely.
someone posted in one of the groups said that if you count for inflation, that was what, a 34 or 60 something $1 million contract, but that was still
Hmm.
over
Mm-hmm.
7 years. And
7 years.
and just because you're looking at it in today's money, that's not the case in that time.
Hmm.
So being 122nd highest player, no,
Yeah.
that's not how it works. Because he was getting paid over 7 years, not one season.
Oh, that's a lot less money. That's a lot less money.
I did the calculations. It was like 2.7 million a year. That's crazy. That's crazy. 2.7 million dollars a year, and you're probably
That
not only one of the best players in the league.
but he was
I
number
mean,
two.
you're not one of the best players on the team behind Michael, but you're one of the best players in the league, and you're only getting paid $3 million.
hmm
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Come on, give me cheese.
Yeah. But my thing is that, but he was a trooper though, and I know that's Mike's boy, and I'm gonna let him talk about him a little bit because that Mike, that's his dog. The way he blossomed under Mike, because he was raw. He was raw. He was athletic, but he was raw. And to
hmm
see how you see how he blossomed under Mike. Yeah, Tariq. Yeah, you're right. He did.
He done took over the show,
He
man.
did. He did. I ain't even mad at him. Yes.
I
So
don't know what's wrong.
I wait, we're talking about sports, man. We're not talking about Marvel. Hey, I don't need your lip.
he told you. He said, "Look, we're gonna talk what I want to talk about." But I'm gonna let Mike talk about it a little bit though, because I know that's his boy. So but Mike, to see how over the course of the show, to see how Scotty kind of blossomed from this raw athletic guy to what he was. I know you got. I know that made you kind of happy a little bit because everybody talks about Michael Jordan and rightfully so, but you gotta talk about this guy Scotty though. You gotta talk about this guy Scotty P though.
I'll say this. I say this about Mike and Scotty's situation. I think it was more the reason why Mike was saying, and Mike is not one. You know, I could say LeBron James is a lot better as far as words concerned. Trying to get a message across. Mike is just a old school dude who just so happened to be one of the greatest of all time. I don't think he is um, as trained. He wasn't as trained as LeBron now because now these guys like they go to these classes where they teach you how convey your message and teach you how to be in the spotlight. So Mike them, it didn't necessarily they pretty much just coming out off the street and being put in the spotlight.
Hmm.
So their message doesn't kind of go over like the rest of the guys. So when I say when Mike said Scotty was he kind of felt Scotty was being selfish, I think that was more towards himself because Mike could have got the fuck on. Mike could have got 40, $50 million from another team easily, and he took
Hmm.
less to stay there with Scotty because he loves Scotty.
Hmm.
So when Scotty said he was just not going to show, of course there were other factors in their injuries and whatnot, but that I think that's what Mike was coming from, as far as that concerned. Those guys. It's like you and I. Boom, Dre, Dex, all of us. You know what I'm saying? We have a pack together, and we have when we have that pack, we on our word. And if Dre reneged or I reneged on that word on that pack, it was like okay, Dre just being fucking. Dre, Mike, we just being selfish and whatnot. So I think that's what Mike was coming from, not necessarily because these guys were getting money off the court. Even back then, they
Hmm.
were getting endorsements all the time. It wasn't like he was just getting six. I forget the contract side, but it wasn't like he was just getting that. He was getting plenty of money off the court. These guys were getting money. Dennis Rodman, this one of the reasons why he wanted to leave and go to Vegas because he was getting paid in Vegas. That dude was getting paid to party there. So it wasn't just that, man. These guys, it's a lot that going in. It's a lot that goes in running that hard for that long. Um, I
Yeah.
don't know if I don't know if what I would have done if I was in Scotty's shoes at that time because you got the greatest of all time, Mike. You guys have won championships, and you have Dennis, arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time. That's kind of tough. But for me, that's kind of tough to kind of decide what you're going to do in that instance, man. So thanks, Scotty. Ultimately, they made the right decision, man. But I got to give a huge fuck you to that damn Jerry. That's a piece of shit, man. It's one
I
piece. He's a piece of shit, bro. That's just like that, man.
I agree. I really do. I really do because he was hell bent on breaking up that team.
My
Because
God, bro.
I always said that if Jordan would have retired and Jerry Krause would have got his head out his ass and let Phil coach, the Bulls would have won all 10 years. They would have.
Hmm.
They would have won all 10 years from '90 to 2000. They will run all those years. And people talk about, oh, well, what about, they had the Spurs later on in the years when they had Timmy and they drafted David Robinson. They got Tim Duncan. You gotta look at it like this though. That was a lockout season. That was a lockout season, and the Bulls being an older team, they would have got plenty rest, and they would have been primed for. And Michael Jordan's mentality, they would have been balls to the wall, just like after when they lost to Detroit, and he got in the weight room and they started. They was working, and they were starting to ascend to the top of the East. I think the Bulls would have won 10, but there is one caveat. There is one caveat. The Houston Rockets. Everybody talks about. They came out saying that the Bulls had their struggles with Houston, which they did. I think that was the only team that Mike had trouble with, and rightfully so. Hakeem Olajuwon is no slouch. He's a good player. I think the Rockets could have gave the Bulls some trouble, but the way that they were so in tune defensively,
They
I
wouldn't
don't
beat
I
the
don't think
Rockets.
I don't think yeah. Houston,
They wouldn't beat
Olajuwon
the Rockets.
Olajuwon
Just they would have
Olajuwon
just met.
Olajuwon Olajuwon would have got his, no doubt. But who was
That's what
gonna
I was about to. That's exactly what I was
who was
about to
gonna
say.
who's gonna
Who else?
and then Rodman coming in later on, he would have gave Olajuwon some trouble later on down the
Hmm.
road if it would have happened. So I mean, don't get me wrong, Olajuwon, one of the greatest centers to ever play the game. Uh, his run in them two championships are legendary. But the way
Hmm.
that Bulls team was so in tune, I think they would have. I think they still would have pulled it out. And Sean corrected me. They were 7-4. So yeah. So I think they would have. Don't get me wrong. The Rockets would have gave him a run. Like it wouldn't have been like no 5, 6. It would have been both would have went 7 games. So, but we're gonna talk about the one other guy. We talked about Jordan Pitt. We're gonna talk about the other guy. We're gonna talk about the GOAT. Not what he did on the court. We're gonna talk about what he did
I
off the
want to know
court.
what Boone got to say about that.
We gotta
Well,
talk.
I
on
want.
the court as well.
Yeah, go ahead, boom, boom. Go ahead, man. We
On
got
the
you.
court as well. Talking about Rodman,
Yeah, that
he,
he has given me I have a newfound respect for Dennis Rodman after watching the first 4 episodes. I have a newfound respect for Dennis Rodman.
Dennis
For
Rodman,
real.
he was a record, right? Even with the Detroit Pistons, he was a record.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hmm.
whoever he went up against, he made sure to disrupt everything that was put in front of him, right? And one thing that I knew from back when while watching him, and the way that he acted was
hmm
that he was an introvert. And this right here, when they played the last 2 episodes, they said it. He
hmm
is an introvert. He
hmm
he can't be in a crowded place.
right, right, right.
Hmm.
I mean, for a person like him, he is going to be in a crowded place. He is going to
Trust
be
me. I know.
with the team, with the media and whatnot. He wants to just kick back and be himself. And that's why he asked for that 48-hour vacation.
Hmm.
But even then, he didn't come back after 48 hours. Jordan,
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody they knew he wasn't gonna come back. As soon as he said 48 hours, Mike was like, bullshit, bullshit.
So he had to go down to like the Hangover, look for his ass and,
Right.
and get him. But though the thing about Dennis Rodman, no matter how you look at him, you can say he's a weirdo, he's this, he's that. But dude knew how to ball. He knew his role. did not try to go outside of his role. Did not try to overdo anything or try to do anything that he did not know how to do.
Yeah.
So him being the perfect role player, hands down, that he's one of the best players to play something that's a position like that, and to have a role like that and keep it without arguing with anyone, saying I
Mhm.
want the ball in my hands more. No, because I mean he was averaging 20 points a game in college.
Yeah, and then I
Mhm.
know with Detroit, in
That's what
Detroit,
people forget.
he was a
People
very good
forget.
scorer in Detroit too. He was a very good scorer in Detroit. I mean, he
And then when he got to Chicago, it was all the offense and defensive rebounds. That's it.
Mhm.
So
right, right.
What
and
the hell I
and,
got to score for? I got Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. I don't have to just give them the ball. Shit, get the
Maggie,
rebound, get them.
I'm sorry that you haven't seen the last two episodes of The Last Dance, but that's a topic. So you're gonna hear some things that you haven't seen yet.
Oh yeah, hey sis, you gonna have to watch that because my BFF, myself, Mike, we all looked forward to that Dennis Rodman episode, and it did not disappoint at
Oh
all.
my God. He's
Like
one of
even
my
Brian,
favorite. I love defensive players. I love defensive players, and
right.
he is Scotty are my favorite. Like I love those two, man. I enjoyed watching Scotty and Rodman lock. This man locked down Shaquille O'Neal. Do you hear me? Shaq,
Yeah, he did.
330 pounds. And this dude did like it was just easy work. He did it was like easy work. And he and Scotty Pippen was about the same size, bro.
Yeah.
That's we're talking about Shaq. We're not talking about look, let's just say we even talking about Charles Barkley. This is
Hmm.
Shaq. 330 pounds of just
And not
muscle.
only, and
Just
not only, and not
mass.
only, and not only, it was Shaq. It was a prime beast mode, hungry Shaq. Like he was
That's
terrorizing the
impressive.
league. And
Whew,
if
man.
you haven't watched the defensive masterpiece that Dennis Rodman did on Shaq, it is on YouTube. Trust me,
Oh my God.
it's on YouTube.
He gave Shaq always. Go ahead, Boom. Go, bro.
I got a question for both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
The last two episodes, when they showed Michael Jordan win his first championship, did y'all almost tear up? Because I almost did.
No, you know what, man. Look, that's
Woo, boy,
why
boy,
me
boy.
personally, I did when I was I was like 11 years old, and I was in that. You know, it was three people, the three players I watched hardcore. Like it don't matter if they were playing or not. I had to watch them. Was Michael Jordan, Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, and I cried twice. I cried when Michael Jordan won his first championship, and I cried when Bo Jackson broke his hip. I did. And then later on, it was Mike Tyson losing to Buster Douglas, but that's a whole nother topic right there because I could go all night with that. But yeah, I did because it was the fact of the matter is what he had to go through with getting beat down by that masterpiece he did against
He literally
Boston,
got beat down.
that
Okay, he
63
literally
points,
got beat
and he the Jordan rules with the Pistons, and you know what I'm saying,
hold on. Let me before you end that, this is not just the Pistons who were beating Michael. This is the entire league that was beating his ass every time he went to the hole.
yeah,
Detroit started the Jordan rules, but
yeah,
everybody in the league, get this right, all you
they
fucking
kind of
LeQueen
they
fans. Look, all you
they
LeQueen fans, everybody was hitting not just Detroit, not just Boston. Everybody was knocking Jordan the fuck out. Okay, so get that right. Get that right. Okay.
But I will say this though. I will say this though. The fact of the matter is, when he finally broke through, and yeah, everybody talks about he played an older Lakers team. Yeah, that's true. But the Bulls were older down the road, playing teams like the Magic and the Sonics, and they were beating their ass. I mean, hindsight is 2020.
Oh, ass
Hindsight,
Spurs, everybody asses. They
yeah,
still whooping
hindsight,
ass.
yeah. Portland, and I know everybody. This is where this is why I kind of fired off on LeBron fans because of the
Woo.
stuff they say. But at the same time, in retrospect, the fact of the matter is he finally broke through. I kind of felt that way a little bit when LeBron won his first championship. I do. I really do because it's hard to win a championship. You got a lot of great players that hasn't won anything. Dan Marino, who I think is the greatest quarterback of all time, he has not won Super Bowl. He doesn't. But I do think he's a great quarterback. I think he's the greatest of all time. That's just my opinion. I think he's the greatest of all time. Yes, he doesn't have any Super Bowl rings, but the way he kind of elevated the passing game, I think he's the greatest of all time. So he could tell you too. I'm pretty sure he'll be glad to give up those records to win one Super Bowl, to win one at least. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. So guys like LeBron and Mike and uh who else is there out there? Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, all those guys who's actually went out and won a championship. I understand that. So I mean, I did a little bit because I know what he went through, and as a Michael Jordan fan, yeah, it hit me right there in the fields. It really did. It really hit me in the fields. So, but with that being said,
Yeah, where
we go.
the way he had to work ever since he came into the league.
Yeah.
Like, and we talked about this before, Dre. He brought that will to win
Oh yeah.
in the fight. I mean, he never gave up,
Yeah.
no matter what. Even with the a broken foot, where everyone's telling, "Hey, sit down. We're just gonna tank." We'll
Matter of
go.
fact, that was the one where he came back and then he dropped that 63 in Boston, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He dropped that 63 in Boston. You know what I'm saying? So
He we all know that he can score anytime, any
oh
place.
yeah.
So, and yeah, when he finally got that support cast to back him up, I think
Mhm.
that's when uh,
And Scotty blossomed to the player that we pretty much all knew he was going to be. So yeah,
yeah,
it all came together. And then we gotta give our shout out to Horace Grant too.
yep,
He was Dennis Rodman before Dennis Rodman. He was the one that was doing the dirty work, got the rebounds, played the tough physical defense.
yeah,
But yeah,
and
it really came together.
just to see what type of work that he put in before he broke through and got to the championship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. I like how they showed it.
Oh yeah.
Well, the last thing before we get off the subject, that this whole debate between Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, who's the best, who's the real goat.
Hmm.
There's not one answer because the answer varies
Yeah.
between generations.
Yeah.
Our
I
generation, we're
agree.
gonna say Jordan. The generation that came behind us, they're gonna say Kobe. The generation that came behind them, gonna say LeBron. So it
Yeah.
depends on who you talk to and who they were watching when they were basketball when they were growing up, because that's who
Hmm.
they're gonna pick. That's the goat. So
Yeah.
this debate is
It's tiring.
it should
But
not.
I do it to piss the LeBron fans off because they can get
Oh, I
overbearing
love. Ooh,
sometimes. So
yeah,
I
we
love
love
piss.
to do that.
I look for the record. I have no beef with LeBron. I think LeBron is a top five all time player for
I
me. I really do. I
I
just like
do.
pissing.
I do.
I just love pissing off LeBron fans because the thing with LeBron fans is, and I know somebody's out there's gonna get crazy. I compare them to 45 supporters. I really do. I compare them to 45 supporters because I remember back when Steph Curry was ascending in the league and he was doing his thing and he was becoming a top player. And the question came out that has LeBron been surpassed by Curry? And boy, if you would have went on Twitter, them LeBron fans, they were like 45 and the Beehive combined. They was trashing Curry for real. They had him all in his mentions. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I know the Jordan fans do the same thing with every player. I get that. But man, I'm telling you, the thing with LeBron fans is that they would go and trash any player in the league, past to present. They would. But let you criticize or say that he's not the GOAT, and they will lose it. They will lose their mind. They really would. They will lose their mind because it's like you can't talk bad about him. Because look, I'm a Jordan fan, but I know Jordan's an asshole. I know he does things that is questionable. He does. Same thing with Floyd. I like Floyd Mayweather. Every person that they follow, every celebrity or athlete that somebody follows has an asshole tendency. Trust me. Not everybody's perfect. Everybody talks about LeBron, what he does on and off the court. LeBron has had an asshole moment. Trust me. If you
Oh, he
don't
has.
know, ask Kyrie Irving, ask Kyrie, ask those Lakers that got traded to New Orleans for Anthony Davis. LeBron has had an asshole moment every now and then. He's not perfect, so we need to chill on that. That's all I got to say about that. So, right. Oh yeah, and the not one, not two, not three, not four. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. But, I'm just saying, to me, there's no debate
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
whoever you watched while you were growing up, that's who you think is go. Because I mean, how many players you gonna go and bring back from back in the day from like I say a different sport and say that player could not have made it into the league this year or
Right.
it is now. I mean,
Yeah.
you can make a case, make that case for any and every player.
Oh
But
yeah. I agree. Absolutely.
playing a different generation, different type of rules, different type of everything. So I mean, it just doesn't. To me, it takes away from what the beauty was with Michael, Kobe, and LeBron. To leave it at that, they are great now, or sorry, like LeBron is great now. Enjoy that. That's it.
Facts. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. So, with that being said, I know next Sunday. Before we get on to the next subject, I know next Sunday is going to be even better because they're going to be talking about the Dream Team, and they're going to be talking about Kobe and Michael when Kobe comes into the league, and
Oh boy, boy,
the
boy.
comparisons. Everybody,
Uh,
they
I'm not ready
had.
for that one, man. I'm
I'm
not
not
ready
either.
for
I'm
that
not
one.
either. But you know what? Honestly, I was the same way with Kobe. I was giving him hell too. But towards the end of his career, I had a newfound respect for Kobe. But I will say this too. Everybody talks about the next Michael, the next Michael. Kobe is pretty much the closest to being Mike. Pretty much. Fact. So, but with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next subject. We're gonna go on.
Uh-uh.
We're gonna talk about some foosball. I think we'll talk about some foosball. We're gonna talk about this
Uh-uh.
draft. Uh,
That's that. Boy.
yeah. Oh, and my nephew checked in. What up, DJ man? Thanks for checking in, man. Oh, and I'm just letting y'all know he did get an offer from Albany State University, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
happy for that.
Congratulations.
So keep grinding, nephew, man. I see you, man, and hopefully when this Corona stops acting like a biatch, I could come see you play before you take off. So, but yeah, right. So, but with that being said, man, I didn't watch the draft. I kind of kept up on my uh, on my phone because I was at work. But who wants to go first? I know we have a couple gripes on our side, and I know Boom has a lot of gripes on the Cowboys side. So, who wants to go first? Like, should we let Boom have the floor for a little bit, or I'm gonna let Boom have the? I'm gonna let. Well, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike. Say what you gotta say.
I want everybody's thoughts on Mr. Aaron Rodgers and what happened to him in Green Bay. Um, they actually drafted a quarterback, man. So what you gotta think about Aaron Rodgers and his soon to be
Replacement.
tenure in
Honestly, you know what? I think it's gonna be like Tom Brady. I think Aaron Rodgers in about I'll say 2 or 3 years at the most. If he doesn't
ooh,
retire, he will be with another
wow.
team. I think he'll be with another team. Uh, he will be somewhere. And considering the fact that they did not draft a wide receiver either,
Whew,
that
that
lets me know
man.
that lets me know there's some tension there between the front office and remember I told you a couple times I told y'all this a couple times during the show. They expect Aaron Rodgers to do everything to perform magic. We always talk about the bad man, but even the bad man needs some help every now and
It is
then. He
well, man.
does.
Right now,
He
the only
needs some help now and then.
receiver is Devontae Adams, right?
Right.
Mm,
And I figured they would try to make the move to get AJ Green, but apparently Joe Burrow talked the Bengals into signing him to a franchise tag, and apparently AJ Green is staying there. I figured they would
AJ,
make a
I don't
move
know
on
what
him.
AJ on. I don't know what drugs he on, but he on something heavy to stay in that mother. Like, what the
Right.
fuck is wrong with you?
I don't
What's wrong with you? You
I
want to
don't
stay
know. And the crazy thing about it is the Cardinals traded for DeAndre Hopkins for a pack of 9 laters and some Skittles. Why couldn't the
Bro,
Packers? Why couldn't the Packers make a move like that? Why the Packers? I mean, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, dude, you could have went and got DeAndre Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
it's
like,
thinking
serious.
now.
I mean, I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers' time is ticking in Green Bay. I really think in about 2 or 3 years, if he doesn't retire, he will be in another uniform.
You think
Somebody's going to get him.
you think it's be a one hit wonder, one Super Bowl, and that's it? You think he'll win another one?
You know,
I don't think that, man.
With
well.
the
I don't.
You know what?
Unless
Honestly, I said the same thing about Peyton, and he did go win another one. I thought Peyton was at the end of his rope when he left Cincinnati, left Indianapolis, and he had the bad neck. But he did win another one. Per se, he didn't win it. He didn't win it. The defense won it for him, but he did win another Super Bowl. So I think that it all depends on where he goes. If he goes to a ready-made contender, absolutely he'll win another one. But if he goes to a team like Brian gonna kick my ass if I say that. If he goes to a team like the Jets, he ain't winning shit.
woo. Hey man.
I know Brian gonna beat my ass, but I just had to put that out there, man. So
I can say this, man. Don't leave out Mr. Belichick, man, because you know he just kicked Mr. Brady to the curb.
but Mike,
And
you really think that he would go out if Rodgers was to get
oh
traded
hell
or
yeah,
released? You think he'll go
hell
get him?
yeah, hell yeah. Especially if Brady goes and does his thing and win another one. Hell yeah, he calling Aaron Rodgers up, bitch. I can do it too. I don't need you. Hell yeah, those two got massive egos.
Right.
You really think Bill Belichick is gonna sit back and just watch Tom Brady win one without? No, he's gonna go after a guy like Aaron Rodgers. Hell, he might even go after Cam. He might decide, hey, guess what, Cam? I'm
You know
just
that's
gonna
the
dumb
crazy.
down the offense and run the damn ball and play defense. Let's win
That's
this
the crazy
championship.
thing. That's the
Don't
crazy thing, man. That's the crazy thing. Cam
he
Newton
did it
hasn't been
with
picked.
Jacoby Brissett. He completely
Yeah, he
dumbed down
did.
that offense.
He really did.
They won with
He really
Jacoby
did.
Brissett.
They
So
went four
why
and
can't
one.
why would they?
Yeah, yeah. And that's the crazy thing. Somebody, Iron Mike said, "What if Rodgers ends up going take the Brett Favre route and goes to the Vikings?" This one right here, this
Why?
comment right here, he might slide to the Vikings. That'd be interesting. That'll
You
be
know what I'm
deja.
saying? That,
It'd be pretty much be deja vu because you saw what Brett Favre did. Brett Favre went from he went to New York and then he came back. But that'd be crazy. That really would be.
boom.
So
What what you think about that?
I don't know.
What you think about that? Aaron Rodgers going? If he go anywhere, where do you think he would go?
some people are saying to the Bears. I mean,
You know what? I was gonna say that. I was gonna
Ooh,
say that. I was gonna say that.
that would
Wow,
be ugly. That
the
would be
Bears.
ugly. That would be a
But
crazy.
would you really think the Packers would trade Aaron Rodgers or they would just let him release him and
I
then
don't
after
think
that
they'll trade him. I
they
don't
wouldn't
think
trade
Aaron
him?
Rodgers has a no. But Aaron Rodgers has a trade clause and no trade clause. Like he can
So
come
he
in.
can
They would have
dictate
to
where he
release him.
goes. So he can
Yeah,
dictate
he
where
can
he
dictate
goes.
where he
Yeah.
goes. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think Bears would be a strong possibility, or even someone in the comments said Vikings.
Yeah.
So if if they don't get him help, I think they're trying to set him up to be released
Hmm.
because they're like, well, you're supposed to be the baddest quarterback ever. You know, you haven't done shit. So with and then they'll be like, just go. You're here. We'll release you from your contract.
Hmm.
But I not getting him help, knowing that he needed help on with the
That's
wide
so
receivers,
disrespectful.
That's crazy.
with
That
tight
is
ends.
crazy, man.
You don't
That
get him anything except you got his potential replacement.
Ooh,
If
that's
yeah,
I'm Rodgers, I'm
yeah.
heated.
That's crazy,
man.
man.
That's so
And you know
disrespectful,
what?
man.
I saw a stat that kind of boggled my mind. They had all the current quarterbacks who have thrown touchdown passes to first round
Receivers.
draft picks,
Yep.
receivers. Aaron Rodgers has only thrown one touchdown pass to a first round wide receiver. That's bonkers. That is fucking crazy. That's
They
crazy.
don't believe in drafting first round talent for the
It's,
most
it
part,
all go it
especially.
all goes back it all goes back to what I said. It goes back to what I said. The front office thinks that Aaron Rodgers is Superman and he could do everything by himself. He could turn sugar from shit.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it is. But
That
with that being
sounds like
said, it really does,
mhm.
and it sucks. It really does. It really sucks. So, but with that being said, we're going to talk about this draft. You know, everybody talks about the status quo. Burrow went number one, Young went number two, Oduka went three. What pick surprised the hell out of y'all? What
Tua,
pick surprised y'all?
Tua,
Yeah, yeah.
Miami. They went and took the chance on Tua, even though
The
how many
the injury.
how many lower not just hip injury, or how many lower body injuries has this man had throughout his college career?
A lot.
Like
And
two or
then
three. Yeah, like two or three of them.
no, not two or three. There's more than that. He had a thigh, a hamstring, the ankle, the hip, the I mean foot. He's had it all of his lower body, and he went what was it number 6 that he went?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that was surprising for me because I mean, hey, when the guy when he plays, he can play. Like
Oh yeah.
no doubt about that. But him being drafted that high, I do it with that many injuries, and one good hit, from a blind side could take him out
Mm-hmm.
because the posterior crack or fracture, it can go again with the
Yeah.
right hand landing, awkwardly. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a surprise to me. But no doubt that when he's healthy, he can run, he can throw. So I mean, I
Yeah.
think they're looking at the bright side of that pick, but uh,
Well,
to me that was a surprise. So I'm going that high.
yeah. I think that if he does stay healthy, he could be a franchise quarterback. But the thing is, he gotta stay healthy. He really does. But the thing about me, I think that the Dolphins surprised me with some very. They had 13 draft picks. So I mean, the fact of the
They
matter
did.
is, they made some good moves. But it's Miami though. I mean, come on, it's Miami. It's the Dolphins.
I don't like him at two for the simple fact like his style. He's like Vic in a way. He just doesn't protect himself at all. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
believe in protecting himself. He just takes too many chances of if a blitz is coming. He doesn't step to the side. He doesn't fall down.
Hmm.
Sometimes quarterback, you got to do that little punk shit every once in a while. You see that big ass 330-pound guy coming, you got to do what Matt Ryan did and get your ass
Get your
down,
ass
okay?
out the way.
Get
Get the
your ass
fuck out the way. Get out the
get out
way.
the way, bro.
Get out the way.
Save and live
Absolutely.
another day. Like you got to live to fight another day, and that's something that Tua. Like if he wants to last in the NFL, he's going to have to get down on his ass. Okay, as simple as that. He cannot take those. He cannot take
Right.
those hits like he did at Alabama because those hits were ugly, ugly, and that's how he
Especially
ended
that
up
one.
getting hurt
Hey,
against the
you saw the
Bulldogs.
yeah, exactly. You saw the hurting that Georgia put on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So I
they put
mean,
they was tearing his behind up. You
right.
can't take those hits in the NFL, bro. The
You
speed
can't.
is so much different in the NFL. So much different. It's
So
not the
much,
same as college.
so complex. It's way more complex too. You know what I'm saying? So, but there is one pick that surprised me, and my brother-in-law's here, and I want somebody to
Uh-oh.
explain to me what the hell the Eagles were doing with this one. That was my surprise pick right there. That was my surprise pick. You just gave Carson Wentz all this money, and then you go out and draft. You know, you could have got a receiver, you could have got a running back. Right. So when I saw that,
Whoa.
I had to hold pause a little bit. I was like, okay, you just gave Carson Wentz all this money. Then you just gave him an extension, right? Then you go out and
Uh,
sign Jalen Hurts. Okay. So I'm like, all right. So my thing is this. My thing is this. Do you think the Eagles are like nervous about Carson Wentz's because he's had some injuries issues too. He has some health
Both
issues
have
too.
a little bit more intel than me. I'll just say this: I think it's more of a locker room issue because I'm hearing that there's a lot of players that don't care for his him as a person.
Hmm.
They don't really care for him as a person. That's what I'm thinking because Jalen Hurts is he
He's a
is a
character
guy.
guy.
He's a
He is a
leader.
character
He's
guy.
a leader. He's a true leader, and I'm hearing this Carson Wentz is just an asshole, and I think that has more to do with that pick than anything. I don't think the
See
players
this
in that
this
locker
right
room
here.
don't
This
like
right here.
him.
Look, he just signed up for 137 million. So that's,
Bro,
I mean,
that's crazy.
it's a head scratcher to
137
me.
million.
It's because it's like why am I gonna go draft this quarterback? And I just gave my supposedly franchise quarterback 137 million dollars, and somebody said it was an insurance. Brian said it was an insurance policy. I get that, but dog, in the second round though, you got to hold pause on that a little bit, man. You really do because you could have built around. I mean, you could have got a quarterback in the later rounds. I mean, Jake Fromm was there, and even if you want to go outside the realm of free agency,
Easton was
you still
there.
had
Easton
you
was
still
there.
had you still had Cam Newton, even though Cam Newton probably wouldn't want to be a backup. That was another option. Jameis Winston as well, even though he ended up signing with New Orleans. That was another option. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's like it's a head scratcher to me. That surprised the hell out of me because I was just like, when somebody told me Jalen Hurts is going to Philly, I was like, first came out of my mouth was like, first of all, why? And second of all, do the Eagles trust Wentz to be their franchise quarterback in the long run? Do they?
Man, there ain't no
They
way in
really do.
hell. There's
Hey,
no way in hell if I go ahead, bro.
it's one of those situations where you have to ask about the Chicago Bears too. They got 10 tight ends.
Right.
Yeah,
So I mean, who knows what
Right.
they're doing, and then who knows, what's going on, what they're trying to do in Philly. Are they trying to go run a two quarterback offense? You know,
Mm-hmm.
you might be right about that
You
though.
yeah, you might have a point there, man. I mean, it's just
so
like
I mean,
it's
it could be the Chicago Bears could be trying to run a tight end, back to a quarterback, and then the Eagles trying to run a two quarterback offense. Because
yeah.
and some teams have tried that, right? Two quarterback offense. Because
The Saints did it. The Saints.
Taysom
The
Hill and
Saints.
Drew Brees, they do that. They go back and forth, interchangeably. So and they were just signed them, right? Taysom Hill to
Travis did it at one
Well,
point with Matt Schaub, Michael
yeah,
Vick.
he did another one, and then they just brought the Saints just brought in Winston. So I mean, I don't think Taysom Hill is going to be the backup. I think Winston would be, but I'm pretty sure they're going to put Taysom Hill in the positions he's been
Drew
put
Brees
in
came from
last year,
ball
right?
deep.
but
Right. Yeah.
Taysom Hill was in the backup when Teddy was there, so he was
Right.
still doing those wildcat
Those.
offense.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
So if they can do that, I'm sure the Eagles can too.
Hmm.
So I think that they may be planning on a whole new different type of offensive team.
Hmm.
So with them taking that.
Right. I understand that. But now we're gonna get down to our specific teams. We're gonna let Boone go first because I know he's been itching to talk about them Cowboys. So
Boy.
I know a lot of people have been. It's been kind of 50-50 with the first pick that the Cowboys got. I thought it was a good pick because to me, CeeDee Lamb was the best player available in that time. But again, I am not a Cowboys fan. We have the Cowboys fan down here, this guy. So he can probably break it down more than us. So
So,
I'm gonna let him have the floor.
so with the if you guys follow Strictly Prohibited Network, you saw my live reaction with my wife. Recorded me when we had our first pick Thursday, and then when I heard man's name, because a receiver was not a top priority for our team.
True.
For
True.
our team,
Um,
we needed a cornerback, we needed a safety, we needed a
Safety.
linebacker, we needed a defensive tackle, we needed a edge rusher.
Okay.
Just
Offensive lineman. Offensive lineman, Fredericks.
Well,
Yeah,
okay. My question too is y'all did sign haha Clinton Dix. Did y'all need another one as far as depth wise?
yeah. Well, we need that because now who's the other safety? Can you name him? Because I can't.
Oh, that's
I
right. He's
can't.
gone. He's gone to the Raiders. Yeah.
So with all those defensive holes at that time,
Hmm.
CD Lamb, in my opinion, was what the fuck are you doing? That was my reaction.
Yeah.
Because we needed all these holes filled up on defense.
Hmm.
But then sit down, look. I even said the CD Lamb doesn't even show me speed or what type of rotary that he runs because that's all they were showing. They were showing him doing a drag and catching a
So
wide.
basically, in your eyes, CD Lamb is basically Dez Bryant 2.0.
From what they showed, yes, because I don't watch
Woo, boy.
football. I don't. So all these players are coming off. I go by what I see from the highlights that they show, and from what I hear, read about how the players do in the combine.
Hmm.
So with me for just from seeing what they were showing, just a little 10-second highlight reel. Yeah, that's 2.0. One slant or go route.
Well, he's gonna probably he's
That's what
probably
it
gonna
is.
he's probably gonna be in the slot because Gallup and Cooper are gonna be on the perimeter.
Right. So
Uh, so
after
yeah.
It's been a first round on a slot receiver. That's crazy.
Well,
That's insane.
this is my theory. This is my theory. This is my theory right here, and I may be wrong when I say this. I think that Jerry Jones is still haunted by the ghost of Randy Moss. I
yeah,
really think he is. I
well,
really think he
Hey,
is.
see,
they wanted Calvin Ridley also. We took
Yeah,
that
I
away from
really think so because I remember when Jerry passed on Randy Moss and Randy Moss cooked them in that game. That's why he went
hmm
and got when Dez was still on the board. He went and got Dez. I think this was the same thing with CD Lamb. He just saw the best player available as a receiver, and he was like, "I'm not gonna pass up on him." That's just my theory. I may be wrong, but I think that
thank you,
he's
Miss.
still haunted by that ghost. I think he's still haunted by that ghost of Randy Moss that he passed on him.
Yeah, but well, whatever it is, that's just me watching that draft, knowing
Hmm.
what we need as a team.
Hmm.
Because I put in 5 positions on defense that we need plugged up. Now we need an offensive lineman to take care of Federic, right? Because he retired. We need a left tackle or a tackle to replace Tyron Smith because I've been saying it for the past 2 years that Tyron Smith has lost a step
hmm
and
Yeah,
he's
he's declining. He's definitely declining.
this
He
past year
really is.
I think he had 10 holding penalties or
Hmm.
and I think over 5 false starts. Having that many false starts and you're supposed to be the best tackle,
Best, yeah.
you are losing. You lost a step. So
What's his age? How old is he? He's got to be up there. He's got to be like in his 30s.
I don't know.
I
Look at
think
this.
he's aging. He's aging right now. Like he's been in the league for a minute. He's been in the league for a minute. So, but I will say this.
He's 29.
He's 20. Yeah, well, at 29, that's like 89 in real
Wow,
life. Like that's
he
old.
got
That's
that many
that's
injuries.
yeah.
Ah,
Well, he's a big dude. I mean,
Yeah, he's
between Boom and LaDonna was talking about how many injuries he had, like over the course of his
his
career. Like, yeah,
back, shoulder, his knee, and the back and the neck has been a repeated injury year in
hmm,
year out. Last two
yeah,
years has been either a neck or a back, and
yeah.
it just over and over again. So we need to think of with. I said it 2 years ago. We need to think about getting his replacement. Get a
Hmm.
replacement. We should have gotten a replacement last year. Have him groomed up to be and have him shadow Connor Smith to show him, hey, this is what we do. If this player does, if he does this, you do this. Hey, and develop players. That's one thing about the Cowboys over the last 5-6 years. They don't develop players. They get players just based on talent and skill. That's it.
Boom. They got a question
I
for you
got.
right there. They got a
Yeah,
question.
go ahead.
No. Well, maybe that dude from Oklahoma.
Hey, just make sure your wife don't see that because you know she gonna throw them hands if she see it.
feel the
Oh
presence,
man.
I feel the energy. But
Oh man. But
I think they may have with the guy from Oklahoma.
yeah,
That he's
this comment right here. He got a D tackle from Oklahoma, and y'all also got a defensive end in the fifth round from Utah. And then
yeah.
y'all also picked up. I don't know. We talked about it. Y'all did go get Gerald McCoy, and y'all went and took a calculated risk, and then y'all went and signed Alden Smith. So
So
I mean, at least the Cowboys are trying. At least the Cowboys are trying to get something going. But it's like you said, they have
which
plenty more holes.
I am happy about because they after the first round they addressed the issues that were present. Right.
Yeah.
We got a good cornerback in Diggs. So I think
And you know the crazy thing about it, I didn't know that was Stephon Diggs' brother. I didn't know that was his brother. Yeah.
I knew he was. It was good because I think I was watching. I think it was the Texas OU game that where Stephon was there.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did not know that was his brother. So that's real dope because I saw the message he did on Twitter for his brother. That was real dope. That was dope.
So after the first round, after getting um, all these holes plugged up that I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned before,
Mm-hmm.
this group can be good because
Yeah.
some of these players from the highlights that I've seen, how they went that far into the draft, those players they were a steal.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
and then after a day or two, thinking about going back and looking at our first round pick, I understand why they got him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a first time talent, and arguably with a lot of people saying he might be the best receiver overall in the draft. Not just based on skill,
Mm-hmm.
but based upon everything that you would look into a player.
Yeah.
So it might be the best one available. So I understand, and
Mm-hmm.
I do think I did overreact well when we picked them. But besides that, addressing those issues, I think we're on the right track because I think
Okay.
for this year's draft, well, we got an overall grade of A minus or A plus, something like that.
I think the
Mhm.
Cowboys was in the. I think they were in the top five according to ESPN. It's having one of the best drafts.
So I am happy with the group that was selected in this draft, and not to mention we saw undrafted players as well. We got
Yeah.
a offensive line. We even got that a tackle from Mexico, Monterrey,
Mhm.
Mexico. So they are addressing issues that, to me as a fan, I see in my team.
Okay.
Now
So
before I
so
hand
are you overall satisfied as far as you say y'all on the right track? Do you think that this will help the Cowboys kind of get thrust themselves in the contender mix as far as the NFC to thrust themselves in the mix?
it depends on how much Dak has grown and how much he's willing to show.
He does have Mike McCarthy who can kind of help him a little bit because he did kind of groom Aaron Rodgers. So I mean, you never know.
But you can't. But accuracy is something you can't teach, and that's what I want to get into right now
Right
after,
about that. You're right about that.
after the draft, I saw someone comment after when we drafted CD Lamb. Someone commented underneath that post saying, I wonder how hard. I need to look it up, but it says something along the lines of, it'd be a good pick if Dak can get the ball to him, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I could, someone said what I was thinking. Well, my friend Amir, he said that he's considered he is accurate thrower, and then he posted the stat of his completions, 68% completions. Completions does not translate into accuracy
It doesn't.
Accuracy.
because
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
accuracy or a completion that just means one, the quarterback got the ball to the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Two, receiver made a great play on the ball. It does not show which one was which.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now go back to last year when the Cowboys played the Redskins. Michael Gallup beat his defender down the sideline. He had about 3 yards. Guess where the ball was?
At his
Short.
shoestring, at his foot or
It
somewhere.
was short. No, not even at his foot. I think it was like 4 yards short. So that's not accurate. There's another when we played the Eagles, when Amari Cooper did a 5-yard post,
Mm-hmm.
and when he did that post, when you run the post, the ball should be right here, but the ball wasn't here. The ball was low and ahead of him, so he had to go and dive for it, and it was an incomplete pass. That's not accurate. Just because he has 68% completion percentage does not mean he's accurate. There's no way that can tell you if the ball was, it was definitely in his in the receiver's grasp, or two, that the receiver may get that ball. That doesn't tell you any of that. So completions does not translate into accuracy. Accuracy is when a quarterback throws the ball where the receiver maximizes that game. That doesn't mean he caught the ball and got tackled right away. That's not being accurate. You left room open in front of him for a receiver to keep running. So now, if you're throwing the ball high or low, you're minimizing the game, because that's right there. That's the furthest he's going to go. Because the defense,
catchable balls. They have stats called catchable balls as far as the accuracy for quarterbacks. How many balls accurate throws that you make? They that's the stat that they actually keep. So yeah, he did. That's something that I have to look up, but I think he's absolutely right as far as the accuracy is concerning. Matt Ryan, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, those guys catch. They're always near the top as far as catchable passes are concerned.
so every quarterback misses throws. Every quarterback, yes, I understand that.
Oh yeah.
Accuracy, where the ball placement is, that is what I'm talking about. Because when you look at Drew Brees is always somewhere over here on target, not to the to the feet, to the ankles.
So basically, what you're saying is the quarterback, any quarterback, needs to put the ball where a receiver can make a play
and maximize the game.
Yeah.
So because the quarterback can throw it down here to the knees, the receiver can catch it, but he ain't going nowhere because the defense is
bearing down. Can't make a play, right? He can't make a play
unless they break, somehow miss that tackle, which happens a lot, in the league this time. But it's still. So I understand what you're saying, Patrick. Every quarterback misses.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been plenty of times where I screamed at the TV because Matt Ryan missed Julio on a. So it happens, yeah, absolutely, it does.
And then drops, that can be also about with accuracy, right? Was the ball here where the catch could be made and then drop, or did the receiver try to make a play on the ball but he dropped it? But then again, you have to jump 5 yards to even get to the football. So again, completion can be a number of things, but having a high completion percentage is not accurate. To me, translate into accuracy. So that was my take, and that's the one to just communicate. Hey, just because you see 70% completion, okay. Now, did he miss that wide open throw? Did he underthrow a receiver here? Did he underthrow it all goes down.
Yeah. So my thing is with Dak. This is Patrick. I saw your question about the tight window throw percentage. Dak Prescott was number one with 46%. I'll give him that. 2, I will say, and I called it a while ago. I said Mike McCarthy.
He gonna get away with that. Where was this? This was in 5 yards, 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards. Like
he just said percentage.
Maybe downfield. Dak is probably one of the better deep ball throwers in the NFL. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
As far as Dak is concerned, but we're talking about like this is they have multiple.
You talk about tight cover. You talk about tight coverage when you need 3 or 4 yards and it's tight coverage. Yeah.
Yes, that's why I say where. We're talking about where. You ain't gonna throw that bullshit out and just think that like no, I'm too clever for that shit. You're not gonna throw that.
And this is why I said that with Mike McCarthy there, and I said two things. I said that I thought that Prescott was doing too much, especially when you got a running back like Zeke back there. I think Dak was doing too much with the ball. Because I mean, me and Mike, we talked about it all the time. He would run into sacks, and I'm like,
Boom. I already know. Boom. Go ahead.
To his, yes, I'm coming to Dak's defense, but
okay,
it was the play calling because as soon as we got down by say 7 points,
yeah,
they want to start throwing the ball. Perfect example was against the Jets. We were down 10, and all we started doing was started to bombing balls.
that was the game. The game against the Bears. The game against the Bears when y'all were winning, and all of a sudden y'all started throwing the ball. I'm like, you got Zeke back there.
Easy throws. That's how you manipulate stats. I tell people all the time, you gotta look at the time during the game. You gotta look during the game and see when these guys are completing these passes. It doesn't mean a damn thing when a dude when you already down 20 points and you losing and you sit up here throwing dinking and dunking out. They're giving you that crap. That's not difficult. That's not difficult at all.
But I will say this. I hope that because everybody, LaDonna, Nikki, you, Boom, everybody was ready for Jason Garrett, the clapper, to be gone, and he's gone. So I really hope because I said it. Mike McCarthy groomed Aaron Rodgers. I really think because I'm not gonna sit up here and say Dak Prescott is trash. He's not. He has talent. The dude has talent. I'm not gonna say he's completely, a bum. He's not. He has talent, and I really hope that Mike McCarthy grooms him to be a good quarterback. I just hope that he doesn't try to do too much now, considering the fact he does have weapons on the outside. You drafted Lamb, you got Gallup, you got Cooper, and then you got Zeke back there. I just hope he doesn't do too much. And I'm gonna do what Mike said, and I'm gonna say what Mike always been saying. Dude, you're mobile. You're mobile, bro. You don't need to sit in the. I know you want to be a quarterback and you want to sit in the pocket. Dog, use them legs. Use them legs. Hey, use them legs, bro.
How the hell you get sacked 6 times by slow ass Adrian Claiborne? All right,
dog, that still boggles my mind. And dog, the Falcons had the worst pass rush that year, and we got to that 6 times. I didn't even watch the game, but I was like,
so you said Dak Prescott 7 times?
Yeah. Claiborne had 6. It was what's the guy's name? Byron Bell was the revolving door for y'all offensive line. It was Byron Bell. Because even LaDonna told me the dude's a revolving door.
One thing that I can only hope for with this new coaching staff that we got is that they bring discipline and hold players accountable for what they do on the field. Because if they blow something up or miss something, I want them to get in the face and tell them, this was on you.
Right.
That's I just want discipline coming back. We're kind of coming back to fundamentals because with Garrett there, I don't think there was any type of discipline.
He just clapped all the time. He just clapped. He just clapped.
Our players, they were able
he just clapped. That's all he did. He clapped. That's all he did. He just clapped. You know what I'm saying?
So that's one thing I hope for with this new coaching staff.
Yeah. And I think McCarthy's a good coach. I know a lot of people said that he wasn't gonna fit in Dallas because he's an alpha male and everybody knows Jerry's an alpha male. But look, the Cowboys haven't won since what, the mid '90s. I think Jerry's gonna have to start swallowing his pride and let these coaches coach. And I think Mike McCarthy's not going to back down from Jerry Jones. He's not. I think Mike McCarthy is going to be the guy to kind of turn the page for the Cowboys. And consider the fact that y'all drafted good in the draft. Y'all on y'all way, but it's like you said, y'all still got to fill holes in the secondary. You got to fill holes on the defense. You did get some pretty decent pass rushers on your front line. Your linebacker core. I know y'all got Country Strong. Y'all got Jaden Smith. Is Sean Lee still there?
Sean Lee's there, 1-year contract. I think he's there because, like we said, we have said even in the mid when Van Der Esch went down, I think that he's more serious than what they're.
Y'all still got Michael Bennett. Is Michael Bennett still there too? The pass rusher. Y'all had Michael Bennett too, right? No, he didn't. No. I think
he restructured his contract to be gone after the season.
Okay.
No,
So
yeah.
So
okay,
he, that's the only thing I can hope for. He's just having the discipline on the team. That's it.
yeah, and
And
that's a,
yes, and I think with Pollard, I think they can get him more touches by doing jet sweeps like they were trying to do with Tavon Austin. Because I think
Is Tavon Austin still in the league? I haven't heard from him since he left the Rams.
he was on the team.
I
He had,
haven't heard.
he got a touchdown, wide open touchdown, 50 something
That
yards.
was his highlight of the season, huh? I haven't heard nothing about him or from him or nothing.
Yeah, but I think Tony Pollard he should get more touches because he has shown that he can run with a whip power and he has that elusiveness.
Zeke can't keep going. Zeke, no running back can keep going like that, man. The days of seeing those 300-yard carries every year, that is gone. Especially when you just pay Zeke all that money, you better get
Like,
Pollard involved,
yeah,
or he won't
Yeah,
last, and you'll
yeah,
be stuck paying $9-10 million like we did with Devontae Freeman for an injured running back. So they better.
right.
Neville,
So
that's his name, Neville Delmore.
Neville Gallimore. Okay. Well, it
Uh,
seems like the Cowboys are making some moves.
that's
So
a big boy.
yeah. Well, it seems like the
So
Cowboys making some moves. That's America's team, I guess. So they got to do something right now.
yeah,
You know what I'm
no, because
saying?
we were already jinxed because I posted a picture. Someone saying after we drafted CD Lamb, someone photoshopped a picture of Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, and Jerry Jones holding the Lombardi Trophy. But right there, we jinxed. Right there,
Well, look, y'all ain't. You know what? Y'all ain't jinxed yet. Y'all
oh,
ain't
no, we
jinxed
are.
yet.
Yeah,
You
no,
know what? Y'all. You know what? This is when y'all are jinxed. This is when y'all are jinxed. Whenever the delusional fan out there tattoos the Super Bowl champion tattoo on them, that's when you're jinxed.
I guarantee you, there's someone out there right now because look,
Somebody will. Somebody will.
having a portrait of CD Lamb holding the Lombardi Trophy. I bet you someone has already
And
done
have
that.
have what America's team and the Cowboys star logo or whatever on there.
Yeah, I bet you someone's already done that.
Oh, God. Hey! If the Cowboys do that,
We're
if the
already
Cowboys do that, they going 8-8.
uh, 6.
Nah, he's at 6-10. I'm trying to give y'all the benefit of the doubt. Shit.
Break the norm.
Oh man, but I really think that with McCarthy, I think the Cowboys are going to turn around. But like you said, they got holes to fill. But
Even with having a new coach with the coronavirus in there, Dak not signing
that too. Yeah,
test and does not want to show up to practice until he has a deal.
yeah,
The quarterback and coach, the opposite mind, they can't gel in
right.
2-3 weeks when he does come back. It's not going to work.
True. Yeah,
So
you're right.
it is what
Yeah.
it is.
Well, we'll see. Hopefully, we do have a season because, like, right now, I'm holding on a little bit. This fucking Rona is pretty much kicking everybody's ass right now. So hopefully, we have a season. I do want to see these players kind of go out and do their thing. But Mike, it's our time now. It's our time now. I think we're gonna have to talk about those
It's
birds.
our time.
It's our time, man. It's gonna talk about this draft class.
Go ahead,
I
do
can
your thing.
Oh,
Do your thing.
oh no, I didn't watch the draft. I just heard the
No,
chagrin. I heard
no. We're not doing that. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Get your opinions. Everybody here enough
the
of me
only
talking.
the,
Go
well the
ahead.
only thing. This is the only thing I'm gonna say. This is the only thing I'm gonna say. The thing this with the draft class with me, as far as us getting a cornerback that early, to me it was kind of a reach a little bit. But I've been wrong. I've been wrong. I didn't agree with the Julio trade because I figured we gave up too much, and now he's one of the best receivers in the league. I thought Kanal Neal was another reach uh, because I thought that we needed pass rushers, so I felt that we didn't need to get him. And besides the two injuries, he's proven to be a capable box safety, and he was pretty good in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the thing I'm gonna say about AJ Terrell is I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna wait till camp. I really am because yes, everybody's showing the videos of him struggling against LSU, but who hasn't struggled against LSU? Like LSU was just on a tear that year. They embarrassed even us. We had the best defense in the country, and they killed us. You know what I'm saying? So AJ Terrell is an athlete, and going against guys like Julio and Calvin Ridley on a daily basis is going to make him better. Do I feel sometimes that he is a little lazy in his technique? Yeah, a little bit, but it happens. I mean, I saw the game against North Carolina where he gave up that touchdown with the dude. He let the dude run right by him, and I'm like, you didn't even like pinch the bitch, like, I mean, I'm gonna reserve judgment though because I have been wrong. I can admit I've been wrong, and I think that with Terrell, I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people because I'm sure he hears the talk. I'm sure he hears the talking. I'm sure he hears the negativity and he hears the side chatter and all that stuff. I think he's gonna have a lot to prove. And the Falcons needed to address a major need because we just let Trufant go. We didn't really have a lot of depth. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. We didn't really have a lot of depth in our secondary because we don't even know if Canal's gonna come back 100%. Because I mean, even though Quinn said that he's coming back, he's moving along as far as his injury rehab, but we don't know what percentage is because of the coronavirus. Nobody knows. Uh, so we don't even know he's gonna come back 100%. And somebody said it. We picked up a safety in the later rounds, and who I think is got to ball hawking capabilities to replace a Neal or Allen, depending on what happens.
Well,
Um, I,
go ahead.
I,
Go
I'm
ahead.
not. I'm not.
Y'all see
I'm
it?
not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not going to throw him. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. I'm not. I'm really not. I know a lot of people were upset because they wanted a pass rusher. I did too. I wanted a pass rusher, but at the same time, I don't sign the check. I don't do the draft boards. I'm a fan like everybody else. I just watch. Do I think Terrell has capability to be a number one cornerback? Absolutely. It's going to take some practice, but I really think he could be. Um, what are your thoughts on it? I mean, I'm right now. I'm kind of at the point with Terrell. I'm like 75-25 right now. So
Why would I be holding these fingers up?
I don't know why. Cause what?
The
Fuck
Falcons
him,
are going to
deuces,
play.
whatever.
The Falcons are going to play a cover two zone. Going to
Pretty
play
much
a
like
cover two zone.
pretty much
Pretty
what
much like
Seattle did.
well, Seattle played more of a cover three. The Falcons are going back to the Raheem Morris
Oh, the
cover
Tampa
two
two,
zone
the
and
Tampa two
the cover
system.
two. This is one of the reasons why they let Trufant go. Trufant is a more of a cover. He's more of a man type of corner,
Hmm.
and the Falcons are going to more physical, bigger, right? Well, cornerbacks. You got Isaiah Oliver, who was about 6'2", 6'3", who got arms long as defensive lineman. You have Sheffield, who goes about 6'2", 200 pounds himself, and now you have AJ Terrell, who's 6'1", 190. Those are three big freaking corners right there. Not even to mention Bleedy Ray Wilson, who played well in the absence of Trufant when he got hurt towards the end of the season. He is about 6'1", 190. Those are four big corners. The smallest corner that the Falcons have on the roster right now is Jordan Miller. Jordan Miller is about 6'1", 180, somewhere now. He's the smallest one, and he's going to be suspended for about the first two games, I believe. But the Falcons are going to play more of a cover two, so they're going to put hands on that little punk ass tight end up in New Orleans. All right, they're gonna put hands on him. He's not gonna be able to just roam the middle like he just owns it. You're gonna get
Hmm.
Keanu back for the most part. I'm not really putting a lot of stock in Keanu. He got a lot to prove. For me, you tear ACL and then you tear your Achilles, you got a lot to prove. So I'm not gonna throw him in. You're gonna have KZ and Ricardo Allen. He played well as a strong safety. He fits more towards the line of scrimmage than he does, just roaming the field. KZ is a more guy that you want roaming like Ed Reed, roaming like Sean Taylor and those guys. That's what KZ does best. So he's gonna run, and Ricardo Allen, he's going to be one that's just near the line of scrimmage, FDM with everything underneath, and the Falcons is just they're going to play big man ball. You got Tack McKinley. Tack is he goes about 250. I think he's going to gain weight. You got Dante Fowler. He's about 260. You brought that damn man child. All right, in Auburn, that damn Marlon Marlon, you know what I'm talking about? You know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about, Dre?
yeah. I
Marlon,
know
yeah,
you're talking
Marlon
about.
Davidson. Yeah, that dude is a man child. All right. Then you got Grady Jarrett. I mean, what we got to say about Grady Jarrett? Grady Jarrett's right there. So the Falcons are going to play more of a big man physical style of defense this time of year. So it's going to be an adjustment, but I like what I saw from the corners in Sheffield. I think Sheffield is going to be he's going to make some noise for that starter. I think he's going to be the surprise of the Falcons defense. He just keep an eye on Sheffield. I think he's going to be the man. The dude, he's not shy. He doesn't shy away from contact. He's fast. The dude runs like a 4.2, 4.3. He that dude's fast. He's an athlete. And Isaiah Oliver still learning technique. But AJ Terrell is a guy he's not gonna be forced in immediately, so he can sit back and just learn, man. Falcons got Bleeder Ray Wilson. He's a veteran. He can start. He will start for the most part. I believe. Believe that or not, he will start. But yeah, the Falcons are gonna play more cover two. What you saw that in Tampa. That's what Raheem Morris. He's the defensive coordinator now. Going to see more cover two, man cover two zone, and the Falcons just going to get after it, man. You don't really need nothing on offense. Matt Ryan, Julio, they can put up. They can at least put up 20 points a game. That's all you're asking for. Defense just stop and Matt Ryan do what they do. Just keep them healthy. The Falcons be all right, man. But they're gonna play more of a cover two zone. And that's the reason why you look at a guy like Sheffield, not Sheffield, but AJ Terrell. You feel like wondering why the Falcons got him. Well, that's the reason why they're gonna play more of a cover two man.
No, it makes sense. Like I said, I'm not gonna throw them like you know how the Falcon fan base is. If it's not somebody they like or if it's not a position they want, they go berserk. That's why I didn't really say anything about the draft because
Oh,
I'm
I
just
didn't like it. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it when I first saw it, but once I realized that they were going to a cover two, it made more sense why you got an athlete. Now, AJ Terrell, the interesting thing about him is that not only is he a physical corner, he can run like hell. He can run
oh, he
like
got
hell.
speed. He got speed. He got
He
speed.
and Sheffield are fast as hell. Those
Oh
guys are
yeah.
fast and physical. They're fast and physical. So you're gonna see. I don't think this is gonna be the same Falcons defense. It's gonna be adjustment period, but I think these guys they're gonna pay. They got guys that got that attitude, man. Marlon Davidson, that dude,
And
he
look for
looked like
everybody, for
something out of the game.
everybody, for everybody out there that's tripping about that speech, man. If you are tripping about that speech, you don't need to be watching football because trust me, they say a lot
But
worse on the field away from the cameras and the mics. They say a lot worse. So if you're upset about that speech saying that, oh, he's trying to wish physical harm on them, you're watching the wrong
that's
sport.
what you're supposed to
You're
do. What
supposed
the
to be
hell
like
you
that.
think?
And
What the
honestly,
hell you
honestly,
think?
honestly, I'm glad he said that because we need people like I call them knuckleheads, not in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
I call them knuckleheads because that's what we need on the team. Choir boys are not going to win you a Super Bowl. I mean, look at Tim Tebow. He's probably the biggest choir boy out there. He only won one playoff game, He ain't
every
won nothing. You know what I'm saying?
every
So
team needs that one enforcer on defense.
you need one. I mean,
Just like how Baltimore Ravens had Ray Lewis for the longest time. He
Woo!
was the
Yeah.
enforcer. You come through the middle, you gonna get hit, and he did
mm,
not care who you were. You were gonna get hit.
yeah,
Just ask Ocho Cinco when he went to the
yeah.
middle and met Ray Lewis.
Shoot,
Hmm.
even though it was a terrible hit. I mean, Antonio Brown when Burfict knocked him silly. You see what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's crazy, man. So I mean, and then this is a question that Mike could probably address more than me. Somebody said, "What would it take?" Was actually for you, Mike. Somebody is asking you a question. What would it take for the Jags to trade Yannick to the Falcons? First of all, if that happens, my son's gonna probably fuss at me because that's his team. And second
Yeah.
of all, in order for us to trade for him, it would take Jesus because the Jaguars is asking for a king's ransom, and we probably don't have that
uh,
unless they're desperate. But I don't see that. I don't
if
see that trade happen. But I've seen stranger things, but I don't see that happening.
I don't necessarily see it happening as far as the Falcons trading the house for him.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that if he's going to be a free agent shortly anyway? So that
So
doesn't
you
make
basically
any
trade
sense
for
to trade.
you basically trading for a rental. That's all you're doing.
Well,
Trade for a
yeah.
rental.
So maybe I'll give up a two. I think I'll give up a two for to take that chance. But I don't know about a first rounder for Yannick because he wants to get paid and he's kind of coming down on that price. But realistically, the Falcons won't have to worry about paying him next year. This year is they can trade for him. I think this price on him is about 4.5 or something like that. His base salary, and he's gonna make somewhere about 7 to 8 million. So he's not gonna make a lot of money this year, but he wants an extension. And like Clowney, he's seeking somewhere between 17 and $20 million a year. So
And right now, the
Falcons
Falcons are
can
like the Falcons are like strapped right
actually
now for
no.
money.
No, right now, we're talking about right now. They are, but they're going to have about
Oh
$10 million to
yeah,
play with
oh
when
yeah, definitely.
that front money comes off the books in June. So they have money to play with. Maybe they go get a guy like Yannick or Everson Griffin, a guy that's out, even Jadeveon Clowney who's still available. So the Falcons can make moves, but next year where that money will come in for the Falcons. Next couple of years, the Falcons have a lot of money coming off the books and a lot of free agents and Tack is not guaranteed for this year. He's not
Right.
guaranteed for next season. So Falcons have a lot of money that they can play with. We don't know if Alex Mack is going to come back. That's
Well, we
another
did get his
ten
I
million
think we
dollars.
got his didn't we get his
His
replacement in the
replacement.
draft? Yeah, we got
That's
him in
Matt
the draft.
Hennessy. Matt Hennessy. He will more than likely be his replacement if Alex Mack goes. So the Falcons don't think about this season. Don't think about
Mhm.
this season as far as
I'm
Yannick
not.
for.
I'm not. I'm not. I mean, honestly, I think that we're good where we're at right now, and we're
Hmm.
probably just gonna wait until next year to see what happens. Because, like you said, a lot of money's gonna come off the books. A lot of players
Hmm.
might not come back. I think Neal and Tack are in their final years of their rookie contracts,
Hmm.
so I'll probably just have the wait and see approach. Now, if the
Hmm.
Jaguars give us a pretty good deal, and the Falcons, pull the trigger, then okay, hey,
Yeah, Yannick
it
is
is what
getting
it is.
tired. He's going tired. He wants out. He's been tweeting at the owner.
Oh yeah,
He wants out. He wants out. It's like he's in jail right now. So we'll see.
but
We
it
don't know,
it
man.
all it all
Maybe
goes
they
it
just.
all goes to back to what I said. Yes, a player could say they want out, but it's ultimately up to the owners. The
Hmm.
player could say they want all they want to, but guess what? The owner could be like, you know what? Just sit your ass out, and you don't have to worry about playing this year.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that it happens, but yeah. But we will talk about a couple of. I don't know if we talked about this before, but we did talk. We did. The Falcons did make a couple of key signings, kind of like what the
Hmm.
Cowboys did. Also, the Cowboys did get a former Falcon. Dante Poe is a Cowboy. I just
Hmm.
saw that on the
Yeah.
chat line. We went and got Dante Fowler, even though he went to fucking Florida. He went to that city in Gainesville, that school in Gainesville that I like talking about. He is an elite pass rusher. I mean, he had 11 and a half sacks with the Rams, and now he's with us. And then the big one, well, to me, it's the big one. We went and brought the damn good dog home. Went and brought Mr. Todd Gurley back. Todd Gurley is a Falcon. I know we didn't talk. I know it's been a while, but we haven't been on the air that long. I'm excited. I know there's issues about. Uh, I know there's issues about his knee. Um, but I think that with the talent that he has in Atlanta Vice and the Rams, he doesn't have to be the man because he has weapons around him. And I really think that Gurley's going to surprise a lot of people. I really do. I really think he's going to surprise a lot of people. I don't expect him to go out and get 1,700 yards and 20 touchdowns.
Yeah, the
But I'm
days of
I'm
that
I'm pretty sure
that's
he's going to. But
gone.
he's going to be an effective guy in our system because
Hmm.
if he could catch out the backfield. He could run between the tackles. He's got that burst. And consider the fact that teams won't be able to stack the box against him like they did in LA because if you stack the box against the Falcons, you're basically gonna give Julio and Calvin Ridley room to
You don't
roam
want to
and
do that
kill
one
you
on
and kill you.
one. Julio Jones or one on one. Good luck
Right.
with that.
Or right. And they just picked up what's the guy? Hayden Hurst from Baltimore, who's
Hayden Hurst,
a
Laquan
pretty
Treadwell.
yeah, he's basically Austin Hooper with speed. So I mean, uh I think it was a good sign. It was only a 1 year deal, so it was a low risk, high reward type deal. Um, what do you think about the signings? I know, I was kind of fussing a little bit because the Falcons had money to make moves, and then they made a couple of key moves, low key good moves, combined with this draft. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Boom: Are the Falcons in contention mode?
I don't think there's a question.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a question. You got people that's hypocrites. They don't want to tell the
of
truth. They
course.
don't want to give
Right.
Falcons. They don't want to give Falcons any type of credit.
They
All right,
don't.
they don't want to give Falcons any. They never do. They never will. Even when we win it, when we win the championship, they'll still say, "Guess what? It took you X and X amount of years." So I don't think there's any doubt. Like I said, I've said this time and time again. The only thing that's holding the Falcons back is coaching. That's it. You can't. Nobody can look at this roster and say the Falcons don't have a championship roster. They have everything that you need as far as talent is concerned to get it done. They are a talented team from top to bottom. Defense line, secondary, linebackers, wide receivers, running backs, offensive linemen. They have everything that you need to get it done. But it caught. I say this all the time, Dre. You already know what I'm about to say.
Chemistry,
Coaching and chemistry.
coaching and chemistry.
Coaching and
I know.
chemistry. That's it. That's all.
That's
Look,
why.
man.
That's why I said. That's why I said when people were talking, calling for Quinn to be fired, I was like, it's not
Mm-hmm.
all on him. The only criticism I had of Dan Quinn, he was trying to do everything by himself instead of spreading it out
Right.
amongst the staff. So
That's
when he finally, he gave Morris the defensive capabilities. He gave the linebackers coach responsibility. He started spreading stuff out. Then you saw the Falcons kind of stabilize it. But when he was trying to do everything on his own, you saw how it was. You saw how bad it was. But then
mhm.
when he started delegating, you saw the Falcons play better football. He really did.
That's how you do it. And how this is a question: How do you get better? Coaches called experience. The more that you play, the more that you've seen. I mean, it's
And
just
de-
like
and
getting
de-
older.
and delegating responsibility too. Don't try to
Yeah,
do it
you
all by
can't.
yourself.
Don't try to do it. And see, that's something that even the great Bill Belichick had to learn from being in his Cleveland days. Like he was trying to be the head coach. He was trying to be the defensive coordinator, the GM. He was trying
Everything.
to be
The water
everything.
boy, the water boy, the
The
towel boy,
water
the
boy.
the, 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 the coin the coin flip tosser, everything. Like,
Mm-hmm. He
yeah,
trying to
you
do
can't
everything.
you can't you can't do that. You gotta relegate. That's why you have a coaching staff. If you don't have a
He trying to
coaching
stand.
coach, you have a staff
Mm-hmm.
because everybody has a role. Everybody
Right.
has a role. And you saw that towards the end. when the Falcons started playing pretty decent football, and I understand he was trying to. I think he was trying too hard because he kind of knew he was on the hot seat. I really thought he was, but at the end, when you and Dex started explaining to me that it's not always on the coach, then I started to see like, well, maybe. But then again, I was just kind of like, he was doing too much. I really thought he was. So I mean, and the players love Quinn. Julio stood up and said what he said, and Matt Ryan's 100% behind him. Everybody, Deion Jones, all of them. I haven't heard anything negative from any Falcons player about our coach. I haven't. I haven't heard anything. So that tells you right there that the locker room is behind him 100%. That's why I hope this season coming up, if there is a season, that he realizes that he doesn't have to do it all by himself. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Gotta trust. Gotta
you
be able
have
to
it
trust
right,
somebody.
exactly. So I mean, it's I'm hopeful. I'm ecstatic. I'm always gonna ride with the team regardless of what's going on. I mean, yes,
Hmm.
I have my criticisms. I have my bitching. I mean, everybody does about their team. Everybody. So I mean, I'm pretty much excited. I want to see what the defense does. I don't know how Canal Neal is going to be as far as he came back from two major injuries. I don't know how he's going to be effective. Um, Tax coming back from injury too. Maybe the fact that they got Fowler and we just drafted Richardson, who's probably going to be the monster in the middle with Grady. That'll help Tack a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because even though I've defended Tack, because a lot of people want Tack going, I've defended Tack. But like I said, he might not be back either if he underperforms
Hmm.
because this is his last year on his
Look,
rookie
man,
deal.
we
This
don't
is his
want
last
another
year.
boom situation with the miss. All
The
right, getting paid $100 million, and he's
right,
not doing anything. Like I don't want to pay another defensive end
right,
$70 million, and he getting 5 sacks a season. Like, hey, no, don't. No,
right,
I'm good.
exactly.
And like I
Well,
said,
we had,
Tack,
well, we
Tack, he's
had,
a
well,
good
we
player.
had, we had the miss a little bit. Well, he wasn't the miss. He was more like, I'm gonna call him Victor. His name's not Vic. His name is Victor. But I will say this. I will say this about Vic Beasley. He did come on strong towards the end when Raheem
It
kind of
was just too
he had
too
eight
late
sacks,
for him.
but it was too late. And then on top of that, it was a 1 year deal, and I felt the Falcons felt that he wasn't worth getting paid top defensive end linebacker money. So I mean, I understand that too. So I mean, it's I'm hopeful. That's all I could be right now. I'm hopeful, not just for the Falcons, but for the season in general. This damn Rona need to get out and gone somewhere. He need to go on somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm,
but with
I'm
that
tired
being,
of
I am too. But with that being said, as far as the Falcons go, we're gonna talk about one of the Falcons' most well. That I was gonna talk about that. We was gonna talk about the other one too, but we're gonna talk about one of the Falcons' biggest rivalries. They went and got. Well, I don't know if they got him. They went and got Gronkowski. It's gone to Tampa Bay in the trade. Uh, I still think that Tampa Bay is relying too much on a older quarterback. I think that they're putting all their eggs in one basket. Everybody's talking about Tampa's going to run away with the division. I sincerely doubt that because the other team that we're going to talk about after that, which I despise very much so, is still the team to beat in the NFC South. But I will say this though. I will say this: with the moves that each team in the NFC South has made, you can argue with me. I can argue with you up and down that that's probably going to be the best division of football this upcoming season. Because you got Brady, you got Breeze, you got Ryan, and then Bridgewater in Carolina. Uh, it's like a it's like an arms race, pretty much, to who's going to be the division champ in uh, the NFC South. But right now, the NFC South right now is probably going to be the most hard fought division in football.
This
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Boom. Go ahead. Do your thing.
this this trade right here with the NFC South the way it is. I think this is gonna be the most interesting division to watch. whenever football gets back, whenever the season gets going, this NFC South matchups is going to be epic because you got Tom Brady, Rob Gronk, and then you got Drew Brees and the Saints over in the New Orleans, and you got Carolina Panthers. This is gonna be the most interesting division.
It's gonna be a dogfight. It's definitely gonna be a dogfight. It
It
really
really
is.
is because the they got weapons for Tom Brady. They went and traded for Tom Brady, and they surrounded him with weapons.
Hmm.
They're showing a lot of confidence in Tom Brady
Yeah.
because a lot of people, I think Bill would agree. Tom Brady was looking like he was on a downhill in Patriot, right?
Yeah.
Because they're saying he didn't have the arm no more, didn't have the consistency no more. It was just straight passes to the running
He
back.
looked old. He looked old. He looked
Yeah,
old.
so this is going to be to watch because if that offensive line cannot keep him upright,
It's gonna get ugly.
then
Exactly.
it's ooh,
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And the fact of the matter is that the Saints went out and signed Jameis. They went out and got Jameis Winston as backup. Yes, he threw 30 interceptions, but he still threw for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. And he's going to learn from Sean Payton and Drew Brees. So it's going to be interesting, man. And there are rumors swirling in New Orleans that this might be Drew Brees' last ride. So if Jameis does end up staying past that, you got four capable quarterbacks in the division. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm ready for it. It's going to be like the fatal four way, like WWE, the fatal four way. Uh, Somebody in our group said that the NFC West was the best division of football, and he promptly got roasted. So that's why I didn't even comment. I mean, I think Brian tagged me in it, and I just kind of walked away because I was just like, the fact of the matter is that the NFC South is probably one of the few divisions in football has is probably the only division in football where you got four capable quarterbacks that can take over a game when necessary. It really does. So I really
It is.
go ahead, Mike.
My thing, man. My thing is like you're trying to tell me that Tom Brady is going to be able to play 16 games in a system he's unfamiliar with the coach he's unfamiliar with, at the age what 42, 43, and he's going like make no mistake about it. Brian Bruce Arians, he likes to throw the ball. So you're going to tell me, did you guys see that playoff game against the
Yeah,
Tennessee
oh,
Titans?
hey, if Tampa Bay fans out there, listen to me. If you think Tom Brady's gonna throw the ball 35, 40 times a game, you're sorely mistaken. He is not gonna do that.
sure.
He doesn't have the arm like that anymore. He's not gonna throw the ball 30, 45, 35, 40 times a game. He's not. That's why I don't think Tampa, you better have a solid running game and that offensive line better block because Tom Brady's not going to throw that ball 35, 40 times a game like he did in New England. I'll give him 20, 25 at the most, but he's not throwing that ball 30, 45 times a game.
The
He's
Bucks
not.
did have the offensive lineman in the first round, so they were thinking
So that,
about
that 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 lets you know that they're trying to keep the old man upright. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. So and they got to get a running game going because I think they picked up the running back from Florida State. I'm not sure. I got to check it. Cam Akers. So they're definitely trying to put weapons around Brady because Brady's not throwing that ball like he did in New England, where he was just throwing it all over the place. He's not going to do that. He's not going to be doing that. So, but with that being said, I really
That man
think
is
that
damn old to be doing that. That man is too
right.
damn old. To be, like that's like that dude could barely throw the ball towards the end against the Titans, and they were just sitting on those short routes, and they picked Brady off, and they was making him look old and done. So you gonna
Yeah.
tell me just because he has weapons that he's just gonna just beat Father Time? Okay,
And
okay.
what and Mike, what's your favorite word that you like to use? What's the favorite word you like to use?
You talk about me, it could be anything.
Yeah. What's the word that when a new team gets together? Remember when I was talking about how to remember when I
Chemistry,
right? You remember?
chemistry,
Yeah,
baby,
exactly.
chemistry.
You put all the players together. I don't mean they might not gel together. They might not. They might come out and be completely flat. And with the
You're
fact
right.
that the coronavirus is kind of putting a damper on all sports, and there's no training camp, there's no OTAs and nothing like that. So somehow the football season starts kind of like with you know how college football starts. There's no preseason in college football. That's like one game out the gate, boom, let's go. The NFL
Mm-hmm.
might be the same way if this pandemic keeps going. They might have to just be like out the gate, maybe play one preseason game, out the gate, boom, let's go. So I mean, it's like you said, Mike. That chemistry might be off, and they might start out the gate fumbling, bumbling,
This
tripping
man,
over
why you
themselves.
think? Why did like? Just think about this. Why would Tom Brady ask an old beat up tight end to come to Tampa? Chemistry,
Right.
chemistry. Chemistry just doesn't grow on. I mean, you might have you might have a situation whereas me, Dre, and boom, just have that natural chemistry together. Just you
Right.
just naturally have it. It's possible. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes down to the entire team in its entirety, offensive line, running backs, wide receivers, everybody being on the same page, bro, that takes time. It's not
Yeah.
gonna come. It's not gonna happen. All right,
Yeah.
that's one thing you gotta understand. And this dude is in a new system. All right, I don't give a damn about all. I don't give a damn about him been in the league about 20 years. That doesn't matter. It does not matter. It helps, but it doesn't matter when you have new teammates. They don't know a
Right.
damn thing about his habits. They don't know about his quirks, whether he likes this route or he likes you to sit here or move here. Like those are like small intricate things in football. Like I say this all the time with Dre and just everybody who affiliated with us. I know what Dre what how the small thing that tick Dre's off, tick Dre off. Only time and effort can get you to that point to understand a person's small little things. Because Tom Brady might like you to run crisper routes instead of lazy routes. And then you got wide receivers who are not running crisp routes, not what they're supposed to be. You saw, look, Matt Ryan cussed out Julio Jones. He cussed out Julio Jones on live TV.
What was get fucking set?
Get fucking
Get
set.
fucking set.
He cursed him out. No, he was talking to Julio Jones. So quarterbacks are they're very strict when it comes down to those small little details. And that's what I'm saying.
Because
Like,
you know
don't
what? Because you
just
know
think,
what?
look at a roster and think he's just,
Those small little details could determine you get a first down, a touchdown, or a turnover.
that's it. That's it. That's it. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, man. You can't just look at a roster and say, "Oh, look at this roster. This ain't fantasy football, okay?
Hey,
This
hey,
ain't
perfect.
fantasy football."
Hey, look, perfect example. The LA Rams. The Rams.
Bam,
They had all that time. They had
bam.
all that
There you
talent.
go.
They did make it to the Super Bowl, but you could tell that chemistry it wasn't there. It wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't at all. And now you see that everybody they trade everybody. We picked up Fowler, free agency. We got Fowler. And
Mm-hmm.
Dominican Sue's back with Tampa. Marcus Peters is in
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore. Tremaine Johnson's gone. Jalen Ramsey might not be there
Mm-hmm.
because they might not be able to afford him. You know, Todd Gurley's with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jared Goff got all that money, and now he's back to being mediocre again. You know, he's back to being mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, don't everybody's saying that Tampa's the win. They already predicting Tampa will win the NFC South, but I'm
Only
trying to
time will
tell
tell.
you, you can
And I
say it
like
on.
the point. I like that point right there. If they start off worse than 3-2, it's gonna be a bad day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, the hype machine that's behind Tampa Bay. If they mess around and go 3-2 or 2-3 or what 1-4 at the most, shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna tell them nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just gonna be
Mm-mm.
like I said.
It's gonna
It's
be
gonna be. I will
it's
say
gonna
this.
be
It's gonna be interesting though because that's gonna probably be the most hard fought division. So it's like somebody said. I can't find the comment. Don't be surprised if the NFC South has three playoff teams. It can
Mm-hmm.
happen. It really can happen. It can. But with that being said, we're at the end, fellas. We're at the end.
Yeah.
We're about to do our parting shots and get up out of here. And we had. I'm just happy that we're back. It's been a long time. I know a lot of people been hitting us with emails and inboxes saying when we're coming back. That was my fault because don't put the Kool-Aid near your laptop and don't get frustrated when your mic don't work. So it probably gave us time to talk about some things, and we did. Uh, but before we leave, this one question, Mike, for us, from a Falcons fan before we go. How you think our cornerbacks as of right now hold up in the division?
Cornerback
Yeah, our cornerbacks
in this division.
right now, because they got New Orleans got they picked up Emmanuel Sanders
Can
and
you
Michael
name
Thomas.
anyone? Can you name anyone outside of Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley in this division?
Right. The only thing I'm
We're
saying
talking
about a
about
cornerback,
Michael Thomas. Ain't nobody scared of Michael Thomas. He's a volume catcher. That's it. I give him credit for being consistent catching the ball, but he's nothing special. When you got to
right.
put Isaiah Oliver on him, and he's been pretty much look. He did it. He's going to get his yards. Why? Because they're going to run plays to get him the ball. He's going to design specific plays to make sure he catches the ball. But when you look at Michael Thomas, he doesn't
What
scare me.
what they
He
did,
doesn't
yeah,
scare me. Nobody in this division scares me.
yeah, and and
So
they did pick up Emmanuel Sanders, so we'll see how that works. Tampa, they
bro,
have Mike.
that man 90 years old, bro. That boy
Yeah.
90 years old.
You sound like
You
you sound like the barber from Coming to America when he was talking about Joe Louis. He's
bro,
137 years old.
that man
I mean,
137 years old, man.
our
Bro,
our cornerbacks. After, like I said earlier, like Mike, we talked about this. Like we said earlier, when Raheem Morris took over the defense, our whole defense as a whole played better. That's why I hope that that carries over into this season and that Dan Quinn doesn't try to do too much. So as far as our cornerbacks, I think they'll do okay. It's like Mike said, we'll probably be running a cover two, so that's going to probably fit our personnel better. We got decent pass rushers now. I think Dante Fowler will have a good season. Grady Jarrett paired up with Marlon. Is it Davidson or Richardson?
Marlon Davidson.
Marlon Davidson. That's going to be a good formidable, and then he's good against the run. And he can get sacks. Uh, Tack, I think Tack will have a. I ain't gonna say. I won't say he'll have 10 sacks. I'll say he'll have maybe 8.5, 9. Will that determine him staying for another couple years and signing him to a multi-million-dollar deal?
I don't know.
We'll
Damn
see.
broke ass shoulders. I wouldn't.
We'll
I'm
see. We'll
fucked up
see what happens. I
ass.
mean,
I would.
yeah. I mean, he might be gone. Canal might be gone. We'll see. But I think our cornerbacks will hold up. I mean, let's not act like all the teams in our division got good
Bro,
cornerbacks
like I
either.
said,
Come on,
who
like
was
yeah, like
scared of
come on.
anybody? Nobody's
I
scared of
mean,
no
everybody.
damn Michael Thomas. Like,
I know Saints fans are going to talk about Marshawn Lattimore, but that man holds more than he covers. So I mean, there's really nobody out there in our division as far as cornerback wise who's a good. I mean, it really isn't. It's not.
that's it.
It's
I'm not
not.
worried about our corners. Our corners don't really have a ton.
Yeah, we'll be
They don't
fine.
really have nothing to
Well,
worry about. We're talking about
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, and
Ladonna
that's
put in
it.
the chat. Drake,
What you say, Boom?
you see what Ladonna put in the chat?
Yeah,
She is Breland and arrested.
yeah. I'm gonna read about it later. Did it say what he get arrested for?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
Okay. So, but I'll read about it, and then if it's in my part shot, I'll put it in my part shot. But we're at the end. We got about 12 minutes left, so I'm gonna give these guys time to do their part shot.
Uh,
Sound like he something intoxicated. So, but I'm gonna let Ladonna just sent it to me in my inbox. So I'm gonna let one of you guys go, and I'm gonna read what happened. So Michael Boone, whichever
But
one who want to go, they can go.
I want to say something. The draft. This was my first. If y'all don't know me for the past, I would say 5 years or even longer than that. At least the 5 years. I've been working overnight, so I have not been watching the draft. So I don't know if this is the norm or not. But the way they put personal aspects of these players' lives in clear black and white, written letter on screen for people to read, I think that was BS. They should not do that. That's their personal life. I don't care if the player says that's okay. I want people to see what I've been through and how I've come about it. This that oh, no no. That's their personal life. You have no right to air it out. Now, if the player says it himself, that's a different ball game. But for someone as big as ESPN or NFL Network to put that out there, I think it's wrong. Because you would see two lines. He's graduate or he's a 4.0 GPA student. Did so and so charity work, and then the next two lines will be mom battled through drug use her whole life, or father passed away. This and that. What does that have to do with him? This is he's being drafted. To put his accomplishments on there, not his personal history. That's nothing for ESPN or NFL Network to put on screen for people to know into there.
Try,
If the player,
trifling.
if the player does it, that's fine. Because I can't tell a player what he can and cannot say about his own personal life. But ESPN cannot be doing that with these kids. It's not their place to be to say any type of personal stuff except for sports accomplishments, his grades, and the school and what he has done for his community. That's probably about it. But his personal aspects of their lives should not be even
You know
mentioned.
what? And the crazy thing about it is, I've never seen ESPN do something like this. So I was hearing about it and I was reading it. I was just like,
They had for every player that was drafted, they had some
they had something personal. Like,
one oddball fact about them that had nothing to do with anything.
and if you're gonna do something like that, don't do nothing that's so negative. Do something like, say he likes dogs or he has 8 dogs. Don't put his mom as a recovering drug addict. Nobody needs to know that.
No,
Like,
no one needs to know that.
nobody
And then,
needs to know that.
like the one that for one of the players said he saved a young woman's life on campus by administering CPR. That's great.
Yeah.
That shows that he cares about people. But don't put it as other personal that's potentially negative. Now, yeah, you put that on for that one player. His mom's a recovering drug addict. What he's now? You just put a asterisk, a bullseye target on his back.
Because you know
Now,
social media and the fans are gonna run with that if he starts doing good or he starts to slack off. That's the
exactly.
first thing they're
So,
gonna say. Yeah.
but that should those kind of personal aspects should not be anywhere near on TV to be broadcasted unless that person himself does it.
Set. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
that.
agree.
That was well. When I was seeing that, I'm like, dude, it's killing.
I've never I've never seen that. I've
Watching
never seen that.
so many years, and I have to read something like this. No, it killed my mood. And then I'm pretty sure some of those players didn't appreciate those being up there. I mean,
Yeah.
they could not find anything else to put up there. I highly doubt that. But that's my party take.
All right. That's true. And honestly, like I said, I've watched the draft for years. This is the first time I've seen them do something like that. Like, they'll put the stats and like you said, the stats and accomplishments. I've never seen them put nothing crazy like that ever. So whoever was the PR manager for ESPN needs not to go back to work. They need to be fired or something, because me personally, if you're putting my business out there like that and I didn't tell you, That's a potential lawsuit. I could sue you
That is
because
slander.
you're basically putting all the stuff that I worked hard for. You're just putting that to the side because his mom was a recovering drug addict or his dad was killed by a drunk driver. You just bringing up opening up old wounds. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
that's crazy. So
that right there is for as big as ESPN is, for them
that was a
to
that was that was a that was a
find just that to fill up the space on their on the screen.
that was as my brother would say, that was a whole move. That was a whole move,
Yeah,
pretty much. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if anybody comes out and tries to go after ESPN. I know they kind of apologize, but you can't apologize now. Oh, and this one too. Sam just brought it up. I remember this one when Dez Bryant was being interviewed by the Dolphins, and they asked about his mom being a prostitute. Why does that matter? Can I catch a ball? Yes, absolutely. What does my mom being a prostitute having me doing catching the football for you guys? Like
yeah,
that makes no sense.
yeah. The any of those type of things should not be put on.
See, I'm gonna tell you right now.
How many people watched the first round? 53 million people. You
Yeah,
broadcasted that to 53 million people.
and you know how social media is. Social media is
They,
unforgiving. They are very unforgiving. So yeah, like I'm gonna tell you right now, if it was me and they did something like that, oh my draft party went totally different. It would have been some furniture moving, it would been some punches thrown or something. I would have been fighting something. Cause you ain't gonna disrespect my family like that. I know, and then on top of that, you're taking away the greatest moment from a kid who's basically busted his ass to get there, and
yeah,
you basically just ruined his moment.
yes,
You really did.
potentially did. And a lot of these players, I mean, they that's part of the reason why they work so hard to get to this point to get drafted, just so they can move out of there, move out of that. But
Yep. And this the other one your wife just put up
and
about
then,
Jerry Judy talking about what
some
does him being in the game. That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense. Like, does it really matter though? You
yeah,
know, like
some radio show host said that Jerry Judy is part of a game.
a game. Why does it matter? Does it matter? I mean, come on. You're just like I said.
If they have proof, why they haven't turned it over to the authorities? Why bring up
Right.
proof when he gets drafted?
It's
So
like you said. It's like you said. Boom. They just putting the target on these kids' back. They didn't even play the first down of the game yet, and they're already getting scrutinized.
yeah,
Because you know how people are. People are very ignorant about
yes,
stuff.
they are.
So they are. They're very ignorant.
So what, throughout the basically the whole draft,
Yeah.
every for a lot of these kids, majority, I would say a lot, a majority of those kids that got drafted, they were putting that on black
And
and
you know
white.
the funny thing about it is they did all that to certain people, but that one football player that got drafted that had the racist tattoo, ESPN ain't say shit about that.
No, they did. They brought it up because I think it was Jamil Hill brought it up, and then
I'm talking. She did, but I'm talking about on the draft board. I didn't see it when they put up his draft. They didn't put it up there,
nope. But when she brought it up,
but she
that,
brought it up, and then they backtracked. That's how.
yeah, the backtrack, and he said that he's gonna get it covered up. It's like, why would you cover it up now?
Too late.
You had it for 4 or 5 years. Everyone knows now. Even if you cover it up, everyone's gonna know. Oh, I
And
know
you
what.
know, and you realize that the NFL is 85%. I know I'll say 90%
Non,
black African American.
non-white.
Yeah,
But
African American. Like,
so
so imagine you walking into the locker after all that, and you got all these players that don't look like you, and you got that on your arm. It's crazy, man. It
I mean,
really is.
that was my parting take. To me, watching the first time watching the draft in 5 years and seeing that kind of crap about these young kids trying to better their life, move on in the world, and trying to
Mm.
better themselves.
Yeah,
Every time I saw that, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? What does that have to do with what kind of
nothing,
person he
nothing
is
at all.
and what type of player he is and what he can
Nothing.
bring to a team?"
It's like you
No.
said, putting a target on their back. That's all, man. But go ahead, Mike, if you ready, man. Go ahead if you got. something to say before we get up out of here?
No, not really. I don't really have nothing to say.
Dang, I'm
What?
shocked. I'm shocked. I'm kind of
Hey,
I'm trying to
surprised.
figure out what to say.
hey,
I don't really have nothing to say.
hey. Is that man Mike up there? Are you sure that's him?
I figured he had something to say. I mean,
Hey, Mike.
some about LeBron, something about his fans, something about WWE,
Hey, Mike.
something.
Did you eat a Snickers before coming on?
I'm saying, I'm kind of hurt. I'm a little hurt a little bit. I'm kind of shocked in all this, man. Not even nothing.
Wow.
Man, hey, somebody, hey, Ladonna, anybody out there, write this down in the record book. Man, Mike has nothing to say on the parting shots.
I
Nothing.
ain't got nothing to say. I don't like. I'm not getting Bray Wyatt, so I was like, what the fuck up? I ain't got nothing else to talk about. I don't talk about the Falcons shit.
uh,
I ain't got nothing
well,
to talk
well,
about.
you know what? I don't have nothing to say. I do have something to say though. Uh, before we do get off, and this is gonna be quick. Young men, young men. I'm listening. I gotta talk to young men. Please make better decisions. Please make better decisions. I was reading an article in ESPN about this young man who he declared for the draft, but before he declared for a draft, he was involved in a murder. He was involved in a murder. Yeah, Mike. It was a matter of fact. It was in Georgia. It was in Stockbridge. It was in Stockbridge. Matter of fact. Yeah. The basketball player from Tulane. He did go to Georgia. He was a transfer from Georgia. Uh, he was involved. He didn't pull the trigger, but he was there when it happened. And you know how it goes. If you're there, you're an accessory. Yeah,
You're
Tulane,
guilty.
Ladonna. Yeah, you're guilty by association, and the fact that you're black. Oh, definitely. Yeah, all y'all going to jail. Uh, he's come out and said that he's not guilty, but you got a uphill battle to climb there, sir. And the funny, like I said, the funny thing about it, yeah, it was him and his brother. His brother was the one that actually pulled the trigger, but they said he was there when it happened. All I'm saying is that make better decisions, especially if you're in a position to change your life, to change your family's life, to change pretty much anybody in your circle. You got the opportunity to change your life. Don't screw that up by doing something crazy like that. Uh, and it's not like a petty crime either. It's murder. That's that's pretty huge. That's
That's just stupid.
huge.
Just
That's huge. And yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ladonna. He said it was self defense, so he's pleading not guilty. But it's like I said, it's an uphill battle to climb because first of all, you're black. There, that's one strike, and you're a black male. That's two. So they're looking for any reason to lock you up and throw away the key. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're saying it's self defense and you didn't pull the trigger, I've seen innocent people go to jail for less. So all I'm saying is make better choices. It was another one. It was another thing I wanted to talk about, but I forgot. I slipped my mind. But I really wanted to talk about that because it's already hard enough for black males to succeed without having two strikes already, and you're making it easy for them for doing stupid shit like that. And you're in the process of declaring for the draft. Do you have an opportunity to change your life, not only your life, but the people around you? I'm pretty sure you got family members that was looking at you to take care of them because you was basically their way out, and then you go do something like that. That's I mean, I'm not gonna say he's guilty, but it's not looking good right now. It really isn't. It's not. I really hope that he could beat this, but it's not looking too promising right now. Uh, just make better choices. If you're an athlete out there, or you know somebody that's an athlete, like I said, my nephew, he's going to Albany State, but he's a good kid, and his dad makes sure he's on the straight and narrow. Just make better decisions. If you feel that you're in a situation where you know it's going to compromise your status or compromise your freedom, as much as I hate to say it, because I know it's hard to walk away because you want to prove a point. Just think about it. Think about this. Yeah, you kill that man, or you assault that man, or you do whatever, and now you're in a whole heap of trouble. You got a whole different thing to worry about. You're not even worried. The NBA or the NFL or baseball, that's the furthest thing from your mind, because now you got this whole other problem you're dealing with. Because now you have to deal with the legal system. You got to deal with the fact that, matter of fact, I think they kicked him off the team. He's not even on the team no more. Uh, yeah, they kicked him off the team. Um, you got a whole different that you got to deal with that. So just think about it. If you're in that position that way, you're gonna elevate yourself. As much as I hate to say it, because like I said, you want to prove a point, just walk away. It's not worth it. And like I said, I hope he beats it, and I hope that it's proven that it was self-defense. Because like I said, we don't need any more young black men in prison. We don't. We really don't. There's enough of us in there anyway. And they love to profit off of us fucking up. They really do. So there was another one I wanted to talk about. I know it's gonna come back to me, but hindsight's 2020. We almost about to get out of here. Uh, but yeah, that's my part shot. And like I said, it's near and dear to me because I'm a father. Boom's a father. You know what I'm saying? I got Sam. I know a lot of guys are probably on my TL. Brian. We're all dads. So I mean, we understand it's hard out here because they want us to fail and don't make it easy for them. That's my part shot. That's all I got to say. So, um, with that being said, I appreciate everybody listening to us. It's been a long time coming. We had a bunch of technical issues on my end, being clumsy and stuff like that. And but we're back. We're gonna keep the trains back, and we're gonna keep it rolling, man. We're back, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna get Red Cup Rants off and running. I appreciate Boom. He's part of the team now. And you know that asshole up in the right hand corner next to me. That's the asshole of the clique
Asshole
right
today.
Bruh,
there.
bruh, bruh. What the
Hey,
fuck, man?
he
How
has
you
But
gonna call me?
but you know what? I'm
he
shocked.
has
I'm actually
his
I'm actually I'm actually speechless because he didn't have a rant. Like I'm speechless. I really am. But if you follow him on Facebook, he's good for a couple. So stay tuned. He might have one before the night's over
Wow.
with. So
This nigga really just blowing this Negro just really blowing me up right in front of everybody. Right? In front of everybody.
I got love for you, dog. You know what it is. I'm just be fucking with you, man. But with that being said, man, we about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody listening to us. Yes, Sam, no more Kool-Aid. If it is, it's away from my computer, so we're good. So with that being said, we'll see y'all guys next Tuesday, man. We'll talk to y'all later, all right?